Hello everyone, my name is Veritas and welcome back to Destiny. Now today is Friday, also happens to be Xur Day, the day that Xur, an exotic merchant, arrives in the tower or the Reef somewhere randomly. This week he is in the Reef, and I have again mysterized this. That's not a word. That's never been a word. But let's see what he's got this week. He has a legacy engram for a chess piece. This will decrypt into a year one exotic chess piece. So if you need something from the early days of Destiny and don't have it, go ahead and buy this. Otherwise, it won't turn anything new. So don't waste your coins on that if you need something new. The Titan exotic this week is the Empyrean Bellicos. This thing will allow you to hover in air for a short time while aiming weapons. If you jumped off the ground or are falling, something like that. And with full super, orbs you pick up recharge your melee ability, which is pretty cool. Super energy from non-guardian kills, it's a pretty good perk for a helmet, and shields recover immediately after orb pickup, so it's a pretty nice helmet. It looks really neat too. I'm not on my Titan, so I can't show you, but recommend it if you don't have it. It looks like it's a decent roll, probably high 80s, low 90s if anything, but it's decent. I'd pick it up if you don't have it. The Knucklehead Radar is the Hunter exotic this week. This will allow you to have a radar visible while you're aiming down sights. Probably one of the worst helmets in the game right now, because there is a artifact that does this as well. I believe the Memory of Gellion gives you this perk, and it's not Hunter exclusive, so this helmet also doesn't have a great stat roll on it, so I'm not even going to bother recommending it. If you need it for collection purposes, go ahead and pick it up. Otherwise, I would save your coins. Moving into the Warlock exotic this week, the Nothing Manacles. This will enable scatter grenades to have tracking, and you gain additional scatter grenade as well. So 2 charges for that, and they swarm like a Yallarhorn rocket, which is pretty cool. These have the stat rolls on these are actually really good. I think 57 is the maximum for gauntlets, so these are like 96, 95%, something like that. They're pretty decent. I'd recommend them if you don't have them. As always, I'd recommend them if you need them for your collection. The exotic weapon this week is the Truth Rocket Launcher. This thing does void damage, and it also tracks aggressively, and the rockets detonate early based on proximity. This is probably the most aggressive rocket launcher in the game in terms of tracking. They nerfed it recently to only have 1 magazine, which is pretty unfortunate. But if you need it for your collection or you want it because it's fun to use, go ahead and pick it up. Grenades and horseshoes, javelin, heavy payload, and flared magwell. I'd recommend going with javelin to increase the speed at which the rocket travels. And yeah, this also has exotic ornaments, the Heart of Gold and Prototype, both of which are decent ornaments if you so choose to have this rocket. Good for a void burn, but not as good as a sword or a machine gun. Moving down to the Curios this week, the Plasma Drive and the Emerald Coil are available for you. Plasma Drive unquoted and Emerald Coil quoted because consistency is #1 at Bungie. But the Plasma Drive and the Emerald Coil can be used to upgrade rare quality sparrows bought from the Crucible Quartermaster or the Vanguard Quartermasters into legendary quality sparrows. With the Age of Triumph record book coming out very soon, and there being a tab in that book for having many sparrows collected, the running theory is 35 sparrows total, but it could possibly be 50, 75 sparrows total. I would recommend spending these next couple weeks, if you so choose, to complete that record book like some of us crazy people are going to do. I would buy those sparrows and buy a bunch of these and then upgrade them. Upgrade those sparrows with these. So you can put the Plasma Drive into each of the 6 available rare sparrows and the Emerald Coil into each of the 6 available rare sparrows, and just keep doing that with all the different kinds of vehicle upgrades, and you'll end up with a lot more. Those actually count as different sparrows in the kiosks, things like that, so go ahead and do it. Otherwise, these upgrade your sparrows to have blue and green trails respectively, and they make the sparrow legendary quality instead of rare. Moving over to heavy ammo synthesis, we have 3 for 1 or 10 for 3. Always do 10 for 3. These can be used to trade into factions for faction reputation. Good for the record book as well. You need to be 25 with all the factions and 5 in Iron Banner to get that node, that page finished out. So if you need to farm, you can use heavy ammo synthesis or motes of light for your factions, and I'd recommend the 10 for 3, as you get an extra one for free. They can also be used to do what they're supposed to do, which is replenish heavy ammo in combat. Moving into 3 of Coins is a stackable effect that burns on ultra kills or crucible match completions. So basically, if you're going to run strikes for the night, pop one of these at the beginning of every strike. When you kill the boss, it can drop an exotic engram. As you progress through the strikes and keep not getting exotic engrams, the chances of the next one dropping increase. Using 5 at once does not increase the chances. Same thing works for crucible matches. Use one at the beginning, wait to the end. If you don't get one, use another one, etc. Don't use 5 at once. Glass needles can be used to re-roll and upgrade, basically upgrade, but re-roll mostly exotic armors. So if you really want the this helmet here, and you want it to be a perfect roll, go ahead and buy it. Buy some glass needles and twist the fate on it. It will change the perk allocation, the perks or the stat allocation, the stats it has, and the perks if they can be changed. Some exotic armors have to have certain stats or perks on them. I believe the Imperium Bellicos will always have strength on it. I'm pretty sure the Nothing Manacles also will always have discipline, as they are grenade based. You can kind of figure out what they are based on what their ability is. This one being melee charges, this one being grenades. Pretty much going to be, I think this is going to be strength always, and this one's probably going to always be discipline, so be careful there if you're messing around with that. Material exchange, the Motes of Light exchange is the worst conversion rate in the game, never use it, and exotic shards can be bought from him as well, and I will show you quickly how to duplicate these for much cheaper than 7 strange coins. But I do recommend picking up some of the vehicle upgrades he's selling this week, because those can be used to upgrade sparrows if you are so inclined to spend that many coins on basically getting a record book node finished out for your Age of Triumph book. If that's what you want to do, then that's what I would recommend doing. Those are probably going to rotate a few more times before the Age of Triumph book comes out at the end of this month, so I would recommend picking them up while they're there. I think there are 2 other vehicle upgrade abilities available. There's a red one and a purple one. The Void Drive, and I don't remember what the other one is, but there's 4 of them, I think, at least, so that's a lot of sparrows you can upgrade. Let's head to the tower, and I will show you how to use the exotic weapon kiosk to duplicate exotic shards, quote-unquote duplicate exotic shards, and I will meet you when we're at the kiosk. Alright, here we are at the kiosk. Go ahead and use this thing to buy a Truth rocket launcher. I believe any Year 2 heavy weapon will do, except for swords. I don't think swords work exactly, but go ahead and buy a Truth rocket, as many as you want, and equip that thing. Once you've equipped it, you can go ahead and start upgrading it using either a class item that has rocket launcher upgrade rate increase, or using a heavy ammo telemetry you can purchase from the gunsmith for very cheap. Either one of these, they do the same thing, so either one. Go ahead and burn 6 motes of light once you've equipped that rocket launcher, and once you've done that, you should have a fully upgraded Truth rocket. You don't have to actually click any of these things to spend materials on it. Once it's full, go ahead and take it off and dismantle it. This will turn your 1 exotic shard and the little bit of glimmer you spent on it into 2 exotic shards, as well as some glimmer back, some motes back, and some weapon parts as well. So that's how you duplicate shards. It's like the easiest method to do it. It's pretty much the cheapest method to do it as well, much cheaper than using strange coins. So if you wish to do anything like that, that's how you would go about it. So that's pretty much going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful, things like that. Enjoy your Age of Triumph reveals over the next few weeks. I will see you again on Tuesday for the weekly reset video, and anything that comes out that needs to be talked about, I will make a video on that. But that's pretty much it for me, for Zur and things like that. He's in the Reef selling things, and I will see you guys on Tuesday for weekly recess. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, I very much appreciate it. And as always, until next time.